But today I'm going to focus a little bit on encryption key and key management basics. So I get asked all the time, why aren't even more people incorporating encryption as a component of their overall cybersecurity strategy? We've already talked about the fear of trusting people outside the enterprise with the encryption and secret storage responsibility, but maybe more importantly, it can be hard to implement. If you take a look at a lot of the traditional vendors are providing solutions that have been implemented with architectures that are a decade old or more. We took a clean sheet of paper approach to key management while utilizing contemporary system design and made ease of use and deployment a key objective. This has provided us with a solution that takes minutes to deploy and configure, eliminating the need for costly professional services. And as I mentioned before, we've also included support for critical features such as high availability out of the box. For the balance of the present, I'm going to talk about two easy-to-understand use cases for the ARIA KMS solution. The first being providing keys in a virtualized environment or to any other KMIP-based application. The second, providing keys to storage arrays, providing data at rest encryption. The enabler for this widespread application of key management is KMIP, or the Key Management Interoperability Protocol introduced in 2010. This well-defined protocol defines how applications interact with a key management server. This allows CSPI to work, again, out of the box with virtualization platforms such as VMware and the ever-increasing number of storage vendors supporting KMIP. We list a few here on the slide, but to help put KMIP adoption in perspective, there were only a handful of companies adopting the protocol when initially released. In 2017, there were over 5,000 tests for interoperability performed. So you can see, given this wide breadth of adoption and this ever-increasing ecosystem, the adoption of KMIP as the protocol to manage the exchange of encryption key information between applications, devices, and virtualized environments is a key component of what we're doing moving forward. I'm going to take a little bit of a closer look at ARIA Key Management and its integration with VMware. Ever since vSphere 6.5, VMware added support for encrypting VMs and their associated storage by defining a new storage policy. The same capability applies to vSAN storage. VMware does, however, rely on third parties to provide and manage the keys required, utilizing the KMIP protocol for key requests. Since ARIA's Key Management Server solution is built on the KMIP standard, we are this third party, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in the VMware vSphere environment. But first let's take a look at how encryption is handled in this environment. vCenter, the central management capability for the VM environment, would request a tenant key from the key management server, or key from the key management server. The ARIA Key Management Server returns the key to vCenter via KMIP, which passes it to the VM. That key is then used to decrypt an internal encryption key, which is used to enable the encryption and decryption of the VM itself and/or its associated storage without any guest OS intervention or knowledge. And ARIA can provide these keys at a rate of thousands per minute, allowing scaling as the enterprise needs to grow, or as more finer granularity of encrypted data is adopted. So how does this look within the vSphere environment? Well, the first thing that has to happen is that a new key management server needs to be defined. This happens quickly and easily as part of the ARIA KMS installation for VMware, all in minutes. High availability configuration would be done now if desired, or you could actually simply add that later. Again, simple out-of-the-box capability with easy configuration. At this point, we would identify and select the VM that we want to encrypt. This VM the VM shown here is implementing the default storage policy that does not include encryption. Enabling encryption is as easy as editing the storage policy for the VM that you want to encrypt and selecting encryption. The process that we showed earlier then takes effect with vCenter requesting a key from the key server, passing that to the VM, which then uses it to start encryption of that VM and its data storage. Once completed, the configuration information for that VM is updated to reflect the encryption status. In this case, showing that all of the files are encrypted, all of the configuration files are encrypted, the VM is encrypted, and the hard disk is encrypted as well. Now, this could be happening in parallel with multiple VMs requesting keys at multiple times due to the scale of the capabilities of the key management server solution that we're providing. So let's take a quick look at deployment options, and then we'll summarize the things that we heard. The ARIA KMS solution can be deployed to one of CSPI's Myricom Secure Intelligent Adapter cards. This standard PCIe form factor add-in card provides not only 10 or 25G connectivity, but requires no extra rack space. It can reside in an existing server, but provide critical isolation for the encryption keys from the server hardware. If an even higher level of security is required, this card is available in an optional FIPS-compliant version. We also have 1 or 2U appliances available for deployment. These appliances can house one or multiple SIA cards, providing turnkey operation for single or multiple KMS deployments. One of the benefits of the appliance-based deployment is factory configuration and test, providing a streamlined out-of-the-box experience. So in summary, the ARIA KMS solution provides easy out-of-the-box integration with KMIP-compliant applications and devices. And as we mentioned, with more than 5,000 tests for interoperability having been done, we're looking at an ever-increasing ecosystem of compatible applications and devices. Key management policies are easily defined and implemented via the key manager. And when deployed in the SIA, in an existing server, zero additional footprint preserves rack real estate. And because keys will be stored on the SIA, you'll be protecting those keys from discovery, even by a server breach. And when deployed on an appliance, you have the same secure key storage with the added convenience of factory configuration and test. You'll also find that the ARIA KMS is extremely cost-effective when compared to existing solutions.